we see, people destroy their life. People destroy their, they destroy their life. So how do they manage to do this? This is a question, because means they have their own knowledge, they have their own they have their own way of life. But in this, how it is possible that they become, they destroy themselves? So there is this formula that dhayate vishayan pungsha sangasteshu pajayate sangyat sanjayate kama kamat krodho vijayate. This we had discussed, at length in our last session, that how we get attached with various by various objects in this world. How do we get attached in this world? And then, from attachment, our desires, are born. And from the desires, because they are not fulfilled, so because the desires are never fulfilled, so we have this anger. This desires gives birth to anger. And when we are angry, we get hypnotized. We are all hypnotized by anger. We are all taken away, possessed by anger. So krodhat bhavati sammoha. We are like, hypnotized by anger. Sammohat smriti vibhrama. That is, with this hypnotism, when I am hypnotized completely by anger, then what happens is I lose my memory. And smriti bhrangshat buddhi nasho. And with the loss of memory, my wisdom is completely diminished. My wisdom is diminished, and that is why buddhi nashat pranashati, and that is why I meet my destruction. So if you want to destroy your life, best is to follow this order. First of all, you get attached to things, and that attachment will give you, bring desires for that. And because the desires are not fulfilled, it takes, it changes form, so they are not going to fulfill. So then what will happen is, you will be angry. And then when you are angry, you lose your control, and you are fully possessed by your anger. And then you lose your memory, and when you lose your memory, you lose your wisdom. And the moment you lose your wisdom is destroyed. That is the point when you yourself is destroyed. So buddhi nashat pranashati, with the destruction of your wisdom, your life is destroyed. Now, what is the way out? How can we come out? Because we are all attached. We have to dwell in this world. We have to be in this world. So when we are in this world, we have to move around. We have to see things. We have to dwell with these, use them, be with them, remain within them. So means, what can we do? What can we do so that we don't need this? Because this is very, this is like a trap. This is like a trap. We all can fall into this trap because we are all into this. We go into this world. We have a lot of works to do in this world. So we have to dwell in various subjects, various objects. And then it's very obvious that we can develop desires from that, and these desires can take over us, and it cannot be fulfilled. So I can have anger, and then ultimately I can lose my wisdom. So we are very prone to this. It can happen to us also. Now, what is the way out? How can we not how can we be in this world, at the same time not fall into this trap? And that is why he says, testu vishayan indriyascharan. Raga and desha. Raga means to be attached. To be attached, and dvesha means to not be attached, to be unattached. So when you are trying to not become attached, you know, when you are trying to not become attached, at the same time, this attachment will happen on its own. If you want to get out of this, if you want to get out of this attachment, if you want to be unattached, so at the same time, this tendency of attachment will again play within you, and you don't know whether which one is going to win, because this world is a dual, it's a dual world. So your mind also is a dual, is a dual mind. So if you choose one, at the same time there will be the just the opposite, and then there will be this tussle, there will be this fight, and you don't know which one is going to win, because generally the attachment will win, because because you're used to getting attached. So generally the attachment is going to win. So in that case, what to do? So it says that you should not get attached. This is true. At the same time, you should also not have this tendency of detachment. This is very, like, just go and be there. Just go on, don't retreat and don't march forward. That's it, Just be the way it is. Just remain in the way it is. Just behave in the way it is. Raga dvesha bijuktestu vishayan indriyascharan. When you are, when your senses, are, dwelling into this world, when your senses are dwelling into various objects in this world, so how to do it? Raga dvesha bijuktestu. Just try to not have attachment, and the same time not have detachment. You don't need to be attached. You have to be very careful that you are not attached. At the same time, you have to be careful that you don't have this tendency of detachment, because when you have this tendency of detachment, then you will have this tendency of attachment also. Because when you are holding one, the next the opposite is again going to come. So you need to approach this world. You need to approach your you need to approach this when your senses, when your senses are approaching this world or these objects of the world, they should neither be attached nor detached. They should neither be attached nor detached. Everything should be for just for the sake of doing the work. Rag dvesha vijuktestu vishayan indriyascharan. Atma vaishya vidhe atma prasadham adhigacchati. And if you can do this, if you can dwell into this world without attachment or detachment, without having attachment or having detachment, or having this tendency of detachment, or having this tendency of getting rid of it, if you can have this, then what happens? You will attain the state of, the self. Atma vaishya vidhe atma, the one that has to be attained, the self, the one that has to be attained. You will have that self. You will attain that self, and when you attain that self, then what will happen? Prasadham adhigacchati. You will have peace. You will have peace. So this is what you need to practice when you are in this world, when you are going out in this world, when you are when you're going out for doing a job, or anything. The world doesn't mean that you're going out from your house. It's not like that. When you wake up, that is the time when you go out into this world. So when you wake up, and then from that time till you are asleep, up to that time, you are in this world. So when you are in this world, try to not get attached. This is one which is what you should do, because as a spiritual person, you should not get attached to anything. This is number one. At the same time, you should be aware that there should not you should not have this tendency of detachment also, because if you have this tendency of detachment, then this attachment is again going to take over you. So just move into this world like an instrument, like an instrument, as if you are a traveler. When I go to a foreign land, I see many houses, they're all beautiful. I see shops, they're beautiful, but I don't have this, I don't have this tendency of 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 buying them, because I know that they are beautiful, they can be seen, but they are not used to me. So though I look at them, though I see them, I appreciate them, but because I know that this is not, this is not for me, that is why I don't get attached to them. In the same way, when you go into this world, when you stay in this world, when you dwell in this world, always have this, always have this firm conviction within you that this is not meant for you. This is not meant for you. So when you have this firm conviction that this is not meant for you, though you are in this world appreciating things, dwelling into various objects of this world, you will not have this tendency of getting attached. And when you don't have this tendency of getting attached, you will also not have the tendency of getting detached. Okay, so both happens from the point of conviction. What kind of conviction you have, what is that which you have kept in mind? So that is what will work. So raga dvesha vijuktestu vishayan indriyascharan. Whenever you are whenever you are going into this world and you are dwelling into various objects of this world, be aware that you do not get attached. And if you don't get attached to anything, you also will not have this tendency of getting detached. Now, how to get this? Have this very firm conviction that these are all not meant for you. These are there. This is, you are the medium. You are just a medium. You are here to just carry out an activity, carry out a assignment. That's all. This is not meant for you. And as you do this, you will see that you will not be attached to anything. And when this happens, and if you can do this, then what will happen? You will attain that self, which is the goal of your life, which is the purpose of your life. Why you have come here? Why you have come here into this world? You have come here into this world to attain, to know the self. If you don't know the self, then the purpose of coming to this world is not served. You have to come again and again and again, only till you have known who you are. So when you can, it's so easy if you can practice it in this way. It's so easy if you just dwell into this world without attachment or detachment, then you will see that by dwelling into this world, by doing all your activities so beautiful, you don't need to have this thousands of hours of meditation, thinking about this, how to be anxious. You don't need this. Your life itself is meditation. Your life itself is the medium by which you will attain perfection. All these works that you do, these works are not a confinement, or these works are not bondage. They are your medium to attain the self. This life will become a celebration. This life will become a celebration, because this life will not be, it's not is not full of it's not full of sufferings, then the life does not remain, full of sufferings. Then I know that this life is full of happiness, because this life, though, which brings sufferings, pain to me, the life may bring sufferings, pain to me, but this all has a purpose. And what is the purpose? The purpose is to attain who I am, know who I am. So whatever comes in between, whatever comes in the path of, my enlightenment, these are all meant to be. They are not permanent. So if I have these sufferings, it is something which I need to suffer, face, for going, for elevating myself into the state of consciousness. Okay, so this life becomes a life of glory, a life of, celebration, a life of joy. So rag dvesha vijuktestu vishayan indriyascharan atmavasya vidheyatma prasadam adigachati. The moment you attain the self, the moment you attain the consciousness, then what happens? You attain peace. You attain peace. You attain, serenity, stability. You attain peace, you attain stability, you attain serenity. Okay? Then it says, what does this peace do to you? If I attain peace in my life, what is that peace going to do to me? It says, prasade sarva dukhanam hyanirasyopajayate. With this peace that I will attain, with this peace that I will attain, all the sufferings that is surrounding me, not only, not only sufferings of your life. What I have seen is that sufferings of people who are close to you, sufferings of people who come in contact with you, even if you have that peace within you, the sufferings of people who comes in contact with you, those sufferings are also, taken care of. They also have the end of their sufferings by just coming in contact with you. And if you think about them, suppose they are not in physical contact, you don't see them, they don't come to you, you just think about them. Even if even for people about whom you will think, they will also have this happiness, they will also have this, this end of their sufferings. So this peace is so important. It's not only for me, it's not only for me, it's not only for my life, it's not only for my growth, my own well-being. It brings well-being to everybody with whom I am connected. Okay, so raga dvesha vijuktestu, this prasade sarva dukhanam hyanirasyopajayate. When you will attain this peace is such that all the sufferings that you have, they will vanish. And not only that, all the sufferings that your loved ones has, or people who are in contact with you, people about whom you think, people about whom you think, or people who think about you, everybody's sufferings is going to end by the attainment of this absolute peace, by you. So this is so important. Spirituality, spiritual accomplishment is so important. It's not for me, it's not for you, it's for everybody. Because peace is a necessity. Everybody needs it. Peace is a necessity. The end of sufferings. End of suffering is a necessity. Though it is, though the life is a dream. Though the life is a dream, though the life, is not true, everything is consciousness, though it's true, but still, still, when you suffer, you really suffer. You cannot say this is a dream. When you have a cut in your finger, and the blood is flowing, then it really pains, it really hurts. Okay, so, if somebody comes and gives, puts a band-aid there and gives you medicine by which your pain is gone, so that is very important. That's very nice. Okay, we need that. We need this healing touch. So with this peace, you are healed. You are healed, and you heal everybody, you know, everybody around you. So, you know, prasade sarva dukhanam yani rasyopajayate. With this attainment of, peace, with the attainment of happiness, all the sufferings which are surrounding everybody, they also go. Prasanna chetase hyasu buddhir paryavatishtate. And when your mind is, fulfilled with peace, when your mind is filled with peace, when your mind is filled with, happiness, joy, when your mind is filled with peace, when your mind is filled with happiness, what happens? You become that self. Buddhi, here buddhi means the self, the consciousness. When you are peaceful, you don't have, any restlessness within you. When you're peaceful, what happens? That helps you to become the self. Buddhir paryavatishtate. You will attain that self. You will be established into the self. Arjuna had asked, how does this, who are these people? Who are these people who are established in the knowledge? These are the people. These are the people who, the people who work in this world without getting attached or detached. They dwell in this world without getting attached and detached. And but just by doing this, they attain such a peace which not only helps them, or not only ends their own sufferings, they also ends the suffering of everybody with whom they are in contact. And after this suffering is gone, and they start to feel this peace within them, then this peace helps them to get established, or steadfast in knowledge. So knowledge, peace, bliss, joy, well-being is a necessity. For your well-being, for your joy, for everything, knowledge is necessity. So you should always seek knowledge. And for attainment of knowledge, you need to do exactly the way Krishna is saying here, in a very practical way. Then he says, nasti buddhir yuktasya nacha yuktasya bhavana nacha bhava yata shanti ashantasya kuto sukham. Nasti buddhir yuktasya. If you don't have this knowledge, if you are connected with ignorance, if you are not connected with knowledge, then what happens? Nacha yuktasya bhavana. You cannot be peaceful. You cannot be, you cannot meditate. You cannot have this, you cannot sit quietly in one place. To sit quietly in one place, you need to be connected with knowledge, with the self. If you are not connected with the self, you cannot sit in one place. Nasti buddhir yuktasya nacha yuktasya bhavana. You cannot meditate. You cannot sit quietly. And if you cannot sit quietly, nacha bhava yata shanti. And if you cannot meditate, then where is peace? If you cannot sit quietly in one place, where is peace? You will not have peace. Nacha bhava yata shanti ashantasya kuto sukham. And without peace, where is happiness? Where is joy? Where is well-being? So if you really want to enjoy this life, you need to have peace within yourself. You need to have peace. Then only you can enjoy this life. Okay? Then only you can enjoy this life. And to have peace, you need to connect with the knowledge. Okay? So I think that today I'm going to stop here, because I'm very tired and I'm feeling sick. I don't know why. From the very in the afternoon itself, I'm feeling a little bit of sick. So tomorrow